This podcast contains strong language which may be offensive to some people.
Sometimes you might need a pick-me-up, a push in the right direction, some words that help put you back on track. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast with your motivational moment.
Good morning, world. This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast and your motivational moment for today. I'm your host, director, CEO of the show, Jaggs. And the question is, how are you doing today? What's new? And how's your day going? I've got a great booster for you. Just some motivation from someone just like you who wants to push themselves further than they are right now. So wherever the dream, wherever the vision of yours is, keep chasing it down. Now, in the episode, we have American actor and television host, Terry Crews. In this clip, Terry recalls the hard-hitting truth of what happened during his childhood and why violence is not the answer, but instead to try and just be better. Here is Terry.
My father was an alcoholic. We come home and we were scared to death, man. The stories about you hear the car pull up. He's like, man, what are we gonna do? Oh.
You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you say it as it is? I think it's important.
My earliest memory is my father hitting my mother in the face as hard as he could. And I remember seeing her on the floor and then looking at him, this giant of a man who I thought, my God, he says he loves her. What is he gonna do to me? And all I could think, I want to protect her. I want to protect her. And I said, I gotta be strong. And I gotta get strength. Because nobody is gonna do my mother like that again. But when I discovered working out, and I went in that gym, I was about 13. I stayed in there and 2 dumbbells and just kept doing it. It was what I wanted because I could control myself. I could control my life. A few years later, this was years later, I took my whole family back from LA to Flint. We call this Christmas from hell. I brought them back, and my girls were smaller then. I told my father, I said, don't act up. So do not get drunk and do not act up. Oh man, I know, I understand this, come on back. So we leave the kids with my parents, my mother, father, and we go out with some friends that we know, and we headed to Detroit, and we're gonna have a good time. I get a phone call. It's Terry, your father hit your mom. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. I just had this conversation. Man. What are you doing? I got on the phone, I said, okay, I'm a grown ass man now. Now I'm a grown ass man. I'm not 5 anymore. I already know what's up. Get everybody out the house. Take them over to our aunt's house. We get to the house. First of all, I told my mom to go. He knocked her 2 sideways. It's okay, Ma. Go over to aunt's house. He's sitting in the bedroom. Like, ain't nothing happened. I said, so what's going on? Nothing. I said, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you not to act up? Didn't I tell you? Bam! I hit him. And this is the thing. Now, this is what I want everybody to get. I didn't feel better. It didn't work. I thought that was all I needed to do. Yeah. And I sat down on the bed. And I just started crying, man. I was just like, it didn't work. It didn't work. And I said, man, I thought if I could just make you feel what everybody else felt, then you would understand, and now everybody's cool. Then it would clean me up. But it didn't, CT. It didn't. I felt worse. Because the thing is, with all this stuff, with all this shit, you have to rise above. But I didn't. And I beat his ass. But my wife, for years, prepared me. She said, Terry, you cannot handle these kind of things with violence. You can't hit back.
Terry Crews testified in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Now, it was back in October that Terry admitted that he was assaulted by a Hollywood agent.
The assault lasted only minutes. But what he was effectively telling me was that he held the power, that he was in control. I reached my hand out and he takes his right hand and under mine and I'm jump back like, hey! And then he comes back again and grabs me again. And I slap his hand away, push him back more forcefully. I felt nothing but rage. The first reaction was to be violent. And I immediately held back.
Why weren't you? You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you? Say it as it is. I think it's important.
My wife, for years, prepared me. She said, if you ever get goaded, if you ever get prodded, if you ever have anyone try to push you into any kind of situation, don't be violent. The thing that calmed me down more than anything, my wife kept holding my hand. She kept grabbing my arm and said, I'm proud of you. Right now, I'm so thankful that I went the other way. You can choose the good or choose the bad. You don't have to settle for, well, this is what we did, this is how we are. You didn't come from your parents. You came through them. So you do not have to take the stuff that they have. And this is the deal. This is the deal. We have to speak up. We have to speak up. And I learned that strength is not about picking things up and throwing people around and knocking people out. The strength comes from standing up.
That video can be found on YouTube and is called Before You Get Angry, Watch This Terry Crews Video, Motivational Speech, Goalcast, and is published by the Goalcast YouTube channel. Now that is all I have time for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day and I'll be back tomorrow with more. And if you're able to give the podcast a review and a rating for other people to try and find it, and they can see how this helps you on your own motivational adventure in life. Now take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello there, folks. We're mighty glad to have you with us.
Learn, develop, live the perfect start to the day.
Unless it's in the afternoon or it's in the evening. You know what I mean.
Thanks for listening. You can find more motivational moments at learndeveloplive.com. And we'll be back to inspire you again tomorrow.